All right, about to go live. I think I have this on private right now, but I'm trying to get this set up to get everybody in here. So bear with me real quick if you are in here already. Let's get it. Let me get the stream link. Share. Copy link. Nice. Email. Delete that. I don't want that. Hopefully that works. Copy. I'll share that to Facebook. I'll share it to Facebook. Okay. I'm just going here to change everything. Dope. Save. All right. Let's get this tested. Let's see if the homies are in the chat on Discord can help me with this. Should be working. I'm gonna make it public in a minute, just testing the beats out. Damn, that's loud. See if the homies are in the chat on Discord can help me with this. Should be working. I'm gonna make it public in a minute, just testing the beats out. Damn, that's loud. Dope. I think somebody's in here now. About to email this out and then going public with this. We also got to get the Instagram video. Got to get the Instagram video, then we're going public. Yo, right now I'm live on Instagram. Instagram? I'm not on Instagram. What the fuck? It's always weird shooting a video on video, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yo, right now I'm going live, critiquing your beats, letting you guys know if I think it would work for TV placements or not, and giving out as much gems as possible. Join me on YouTube right now. The link will be in the bio. The bio? Going live 315. Going live. Gotta go here and copy the text, and then we live, baby. Then we live, baby. Then we live, baby. We live, baby. All right, I'm about to go public here. Get a drink of water first. All right, dope. We should be public now. Going to do a quick test. This that private Discord with the homies. Should be public. Dope. We're public now. Got my email out. Got my Instagram video out. Gonna give a little backstory and test everything to make sure everything's good right now. Already got a couple submissions, but want to test to make sure the audio is working. Gotta get my chat up on the phone so I can read it, man. What am I doing? Got it ready. Read this, make sure it's good. Dope. So I got some beats already that people have sent. If you haven't sent your beat, send me your beat to my email, XcaliberZero@gmail.com. Or you can just reply to the email. If you're coming from the email, just reply to it and then just send me the beat. I'll be checking my other email as well. So if you have any of your beats that you want me to review, I'm going to be basically going over them and listening to them and trying to give as much advice as I can. Hopefully don't take it personal. It's just going to be real advice about what I think would work or would not work with that track and how you could either format it or get it so where it's kind of more leaning towards, possible placements. So hopefully you get enough advice from this. To give a little bit background about myself while we wait for people to get in here. Basically, I graduated from Full Sail University back in 2014. And after I graduated, I went into the career development program and basically landed an opportunity to intern for a music library. And what a music library is, I'm sure you heard it already. But they basically send out music to production companies and networks to get their, catalog placed for music. And so working with this library, I learned a lot, man. Like I had a lot of different experiences and opportunities to kind of see the intel. But when I went into this job, I still had that urge to, make beats for artists and stuff. So like I was always involved with the community. I was always kind of just keeping my eye on the community because this is where I like helping the most and being a part of it the most, like the internet community as far as the producer community. So I definitely want to give as much insight as I possibly can. Like I learned a lot, not just like how to get into a library or anything like that, but just even the process of what it takes to maintain a music library and work with these networks. Like I sat in editor bays, and if you don't know what an editor bay is basically in production companies, the people who are making the shows, they have like these offices, and some of them are all over LA and New York and stuff like that, and all parts of the country. But in these offices, it's dope because like sometimes let me just give you an example. I would walk up to a production company and like they would have like a dope window looking out into Hollywood. Like the whole office looks like you can see it outside, and we'll have like a little logo in the front and like a front office desk or like a secretary helping you out. And they would walk you to these different rooms, and there'd be people with meetings, and you'll see like different storyboards of the actual TV shows being made, which is dope. They'll have like screenshots, and they're kind of formatting how they want the show to play out. So when they put it on Netflix or wherever, it has like a really good captivating storyline. They really put a lot of different pieces to put the story together. A lot of like dope graphic artists, everybody. But in there's editing bays, and basically what an editing bay is, it's like a little studio, and it's a studio for editors, people who are like cutting up the show and putting the video footage together and adding the music and the sound effects and adding in the graphics that are being made and stuff. They have like a little studio with their speakers, and it's dope, man, because you really see the process. And they have like clips that they're testing out, that they're cutting up, and they're sending out to the networks to get approved to say, hey, this will work for TV. So it's dope because when you're doing that, like you get to see the process of them cutting up the music, how they're using the music, what works about the music and what doesn't work about the music. And I think that's where I can really help, is that experience right there, helping people really get their music formatted for television. Because my goal this year, really legit, is just to help 100 producers get placed. Like I just want 100 different producers to get at least one placement, whether if it's like an ad placement, a social media placement, a TV placement. So what I'm trying to do is just build a community. I've been going on forums, going on Facebook groups, really trying to involve myself as much in the community. I have my Discord up, which I'm adding in libraries now. I'm adding in different libraries that I find. I'm going to keep creating basically a free directory of different libraries that I find that you can submit to and stuff like that. So join me along this journey. I appreciate the people who are in here already. I appreciate the people who's been buying the course. I appreciate the people who's been rocking with me so far. It really means a lot. So let's get into it. And yeah, man, let's change this year, man. Like, TV placements is super slept on, bro. Like, I sell beats online and it's great, but TV placements are another level. I get 4 royalty checks every year, and it helps a lot, man. I got one that's supposed to go out tomorrow that came early today. And, you know, I think that producers can use this lane, making music for television, but also use the lane of selling beats online, and even taking artists and converting them into this lane. Like, it's a huge opportunity, and there's not that much competition. And there is competition, don't get me wrong, but there's not that much like super competitive competition. What's up, Jason, with the weirdo? But we got some beats in here. This one's by Mason. Mason, if you're in here, what's up, bro? Mason's bought the course, and I've been working with him. We've been on Discord, on Instagram, just talking. I've been sending him out different libraries and stuff, and this is a track that he sent me before, but we're going to play here on live stream. What's up, Danny? Let me know if this audio works. If it doesn't, just send me a message. Oh yeah, this track is actually the track. These are the stems that are included in the course. So in the course, these are the MIDI files that are included. He added it on a different, with different sounds. What's up, Yuri? No problem, but I can play your beat real quick before you head off, or yeah, I'll have it playing here. All right, dope. All right, since this is already the track that I sent, that's on the TV course placements, the TV placement course that's listed on here, like on the left or whatever. But these are the MIDI files with it, and I like the sounds that you use, but I would go with a little bit of higher quality with that plug sound and the bell sound. The bell sound sounds a little outdated, so I would switch it. If you heard like the sounds that were used in it on the actual course for the MIDI, I can't remember exactly what sound I used for the bell one, but it was probably Omnisphere. If not, I definitely recommend looking at some one-shots. Try to get some really high-quality one-shots. And I can send you some. I'll send you some that I have already, and replace it with these sounds. But, you know, the format, everything is there. This is like a dramedy-style beat. Dramedy gets used a lot in television. Dramedy is like comedy tracks, but dramedy has like a little bit more awkwardness to it, which gives like a slight tenseness to the scene. It's not too tense, not too dramatic, but it adds like a little like an awkwardness, a quirkiness to the track. So yeah, definitely replace the bell, but everything else, I mean, is fine, man. I would turn up the track for the drums too to hit a little bit harder. Yeah, this would definitely get used, bro. Like, that's a lot of TV, if you listen to it, is this type of music, and comedy underscore all that type of music, dramedy, they get placed a lot. All right, we're gonna go up with my boy Yuri. Since he's about to leave, we'll play his track. All right, Yuri. All right, that sound, that lead, that whistle, I would probably take out. One, because it's clashing a lot with the track, and it's really distracting. Those types of sounds are the sounds that really that really distract and kind of interrupt the scene as far as like being distraction. I don't know if you guys ever notice, but sometimes, I don't know if you guys notice, but like, I'll watch a TV show with my girl sometimes or something. We'll just be watching the TV show, and there'll be a track playing, and it just sounds so off. It would just be completely off. and it just is noticeable, and it kind of like just interrupts your attention for a second. I don't know if that ever happens to you guys, but me and my girl do it all the time. And you want to avoid sounds that create that pattern interrupt, like for the television show. They want the user engaged with the show, so they're not going to be more lenient towards sounds that are like that. But if you do include a track like that, make sure you include a stem that has no lead. Also, I would bring out the drums a little bit more. That way it's driving the track more. And let me go back to the piano. I think that was... EQ out some of the low end on the piano. So for the piano, I would probably take out like 80 hertz. Just roll off some of the 80 hertz. And then that way it won't clash with the 808 a little bit. It'll give it a little bit more room. You can even go up probably to like 100 to 120 hertz, just so you won't clash with that low synth that you have. That's like the dong dong. Also, I would cut back on the chants, the that you have in the background. I don't know that. Yeah, cut out on the chants, but the bell, that mallet is like the perfect type of mallet that would be used for television. Like those types of sounds get used a lot. It's like the plucky sound, the mallet that you have right here. That one. But the transition into the format so far is perfect. You got the call to act, like the call and answer type of feel. Bring those hi-hats up, that way the track's driving a little bit more. Perfect transition. That's exactly the type of transition. This whistle I would cut out, and I would keep it very minimal for this part. Since this is your B section, this is going to be your B section. This is going to be where the majority of the dialogue is going to be. So majority of the talking is going to be in this section here. So you want to keep it minimal but still driving. So keep your low, like your low bass that you have, and even maybe the mallet and your drums. Everything else I would take out, kind of strip down, and then from there bring little elements back into that first section you have. Perfect. Yeah, this is perfect right here. Exactly. What's up, Mason? I just played your track. Dope, man. I would add a sting that has like the piano hit, the boom, like the low hit with maybe the 808 or whatever, just at the end for that sting, and replace it with the sound effects or layer it on top of that sound effect right there. But the B section right here around 45 seconds, that's perfect. The way that you had just the 808, that's exactly how you need to do it. You know, that's the perfect amount of room for a dialogue to fit in. And yeah, I'll take out probably the whistle, but everything else, man, just bring up. And I like where the track's going so far. That definitely could be beefed up into a track that I think that would be used for underscore, because it doesn't have too much of a emotion, maybe a slight drama to it, but that's like the perfect like underscore comedic dramedy type of feel. So dope job, bro. Shout out to everybody who's joining the stream. I appreciate everybody who's in here. Mason, I played your track already. Basically what I said, since it was the stems, I would replace some of the sounds that you use with bells. And like I said, I can send you some one-shot kits that have like really good bells in it from Omnisphere and stuff like that. That I've just collected over that I'm free to send. If you guys want that, I'll probably just drop it on the Discord or something. Yeah, but I would just replace some of the bell sounds with higher quality bells. What's up, Adelante? Overall, it's good, bro. Like, this is the MIDI files and stuff from the course. So this is, I mean, stuff like this gets used all the time, bro. So this definitely would get used. Just that bell, that dun 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 dun. I would change it to a sound that's a little bit more plucky as opposed to like whistly. Yeah, bro, definitely just bring out like a higher quality bell sound for that one. Everything else is there. The drums, I like the sound selection for the drums, very clean drums that you got going on there. Like the bass sound. The bass sound, you can use that all day. I would replicate this template that you created for that track too, and make more tracks with those same sounds. Just make, new drum patterns and new melodies or whatever. But yeah, bro, that will get used for sure. All right, we're gonna play Jalen's next. It's an Apple Music. Oh yeah, Studio 84. Yeah, we were in a group called Studio 84. It was like building like this little like business together. It was dope. But the person who started it, Infly Music, shout out Infly Music, got tied up with other stuff, so we kind of had to put it on pause. But let's play his track here. Oh, it's a
Lately you've been by yourself. Don't nobody else deserve your love, so you deny yourself.
Dope.
You don't need nobody else. I get what you're saying, but scratch all that. Know them other niggas had to pass on that. Coming with a lie, let me catch all that. You can throw it this way, let me bet on that. Speaking for a while, it's time to act on that. Had to pass on that. But when I roll up, no, that's all black. On the east side, finna slide to the crib. Then you hop in, baby, you know what it is. Baby, you know I'm the deal. So you steady capping for what? See all your feelings just bubbling up to the ceiling, and you tryna mask them for what? But I know that you were strangers to the real, and girl, I know you caught up in your prior dealing. I just wanna vibe with you.
Yeah, I like this. This is dope. Like if you're sending this for TV, that would get used. I would put a little bit more tune, I guess, on the vocals, maybe like some pitching or whatever, like the pitch software, like Melodyne or something, to get it a little bit cleaner, but you don't need to go crazy on it. And the cuss words they don't really like on TV. You can use words like damn, but what's it, the FCC or whatever? I just got reminded of Eminem's lyrics right there when I said that. But yeah, the FCC, like they don't like, they won't let people use cuss words for TV shows unless it's on like Netflix and stuff. But this would definitely get used. Like what I see for this is like a scene that's going into a scene opener, or like basically like they're on, let's say like Love and Hip Hop. They're showing a city of like New York or something, and they're transitioning. It's nighttime, and they're showing the landscaping and the people walking around Times Square or whatever. Or, just they're creating a scene, and this would be the perfect type of track to introduce a scene that's like more romantic or more like intimate. With a person's out there taking a shorty on a date, and he's listening to this right before he's bumping up, he's coming up, he's pulling up, he's listening to this, and he's like, closes the door, he's feeling confident, he's coming out there, he's walking into the store or the restaurant, and he's feeling smooth. He got a turtleneck on, it's tan, it's like a light brown turtleneck, and he's feeling real suave, and he's like, hey girl, what up? And that's the song that gets introduced into that scene. That's the type of track that I would hear. But yeah, it's a dope track, man. Like that definitely would get used for sure if you take out the cuss words, especially. What's good, STK? Appreciate you coming through, bro. Next up, we got Nerdy. Oh, she said she don't want to. Oh, okay. I'm gonna play it anyway, just because you sent it. But don't feel shamed out here, man. Like, all right. Dope. This is like a drama track. This is for sure get used. I don't know if you're watching, I just saw your email, but this is dope. What I would do, kind of similar to Yuri's, is take out the whistle, bring up that stab that you have, the doom, doom, doom. This is like a perfect drama track. The transitions, the snare rolls, everything into it, perfect. This track, alone would get used, but to take it to the next level, to get maximum placements to really get used, what I would do to this track is bring out those horns, make those stabs hit really hard because you want that drama, like intense feel. It feels like something's going on with this track, like some type of argument or something big is going to happen. You look at Flavor of Love, and when the girls are going back and forth and arguing, if you think about like that's like the pioneer for like reality television, this track would be perfect for that type of scene. So I would bring up the horns, have the 808 come up a little bit. The way you have the transition rolls are perfect. I love the sound selection that you have. I would just take out that whistle, or maybe replace it or bring it down in the mix just so it's not as prominent and distracting. But everything else in this track is fire. I like the rim shots. That stab is really fire. I would just bring it out even more or layer with the horn. Perfect B section here. Exactly. Mixed by Mason said, about to throw them hands type music. Yeah, definitely. This is dope. Hey. Yeah, this is perfect. The way you added the stabs in the background, the pluck. Yeah, perfect. For TV, perfect. I mean, I even like that outro. That's a different type of outro. Like usually it would end right when the beat like goes to the second time around on the hook part. But the way that you added like the minimalness to that part right into the sting, that's perfect. I think that's dope. That would definitely get used. They would use something like that for sure. Really dope track. I don't know if you're in here, but really dope track. Appreciate you showing the support, SDK. Definitely got to get you in next time, man. I've been listening to some of the lo-fi you've been posting. It's dope, bro. Next up is Low Tax, Excalibur. Go by Low Tax. I appreciate you, bro. Okay, there's stems in here too. Let's hear it. Perfect B section. You can even take out the hi-hats right here to keep it a little bit more minimal, but still the amount of space is perfect. Oh. This is fire. So what I would do to this track, the synth that you use for this is perfect, but I would even layer it with like a string from like Nexus has some really good strings that would fit for this, and the Hollywood Strings 2 sample pack that they have, I think it's pretty cheap now because it's a pretty old pack, but they have really nice strings that work perfect for this. I would just layer that synth on top of the strings to bring out a little bit more energy for the track. But the drums that you have, the snare transitions that you have, 808, all that stuff is clean. The bell that you have even is perfect. I like the sound selection that you use for that. I would just layer it with one more thing just to bring out a little bit more quality in that synth, because that synth doesn't have the highest quality. It just has like a really good sound to it. So what you got right there is a dope track, bro. Mason said that he could hear this in a sports commercial. Exactly. I could hear that in a sports commercial. This is like a drama type of track as well. This would definitely get used, I think, at television, even as is right now. But like I said, I want to give as much feedback as possible to bring it up to that next level. I definitely would recommend layering it. One person that I really learned from when I was working for Signature Tracks, there was a producer on there. His name is Mark Cragen. He made a lot of tracks for like Chris Brown. He made Chris Brown's Loyal. He co-produced that track. He co-produced Ayo. He co-produced a few tracks for with what's his name? Knick-Knack Beats from the Bay Area. They did stuff like Pia Mia, Akon. I think it was Akon. I know Sean Kingston, and he was just a really dope, talented producer, and he still creates for them. And one of the things that really stuck out to me is he switched over from like making music for mainstream, hip like mainstream the industry and stuff like that to making music for like underscore for television. And his quality, like he's always searching for that sound that layers perfect with the sounds that he already has. His quality is crazy high. Like he has this really nice polished sound. And I would always think like, how can I get my sound to sound like him as far as the quality? Like what can I do to keep that layer or to layer my tracks to make it sound more high quality? And I would pick his brain and stuff. And he always like had like a really high quality sound, like a string or something that would be layered with a sound like this. So that's why I'm kind of giving that advice. Like everything else about this track is fire. I would cut it down maybe because it's like at 3 minutes. You don't need tracks longer than 2 minutes for television. But everything else is dope. I want to keep playing it. Appreciate you, Danny. Just imagine there's strings on this. It's fire though. I'm gonna go back to this section right here. Even right here, you can add something else to make it so it's like the A section here. It's dope. All right, I'm gonna play another track. That was a dope one. That definitely would get used. Like Mason said, that definitely has like the sports commercial type of feel. Even like the sports highlights. You got to think of like there's so many different contexts of TV, right? And your job is just to format it in a way where it can fit on all different types, as many different types of television as possible, if that makes sense. Because your one track doesn't just have to get used for one show. Your one track, if it's in a library, can get used for all types of shows on all types of networks. All types of shows and networks pay differently. So definitely keep that in mind. I like the sound you used. I would just layer this with a simple brass hit, like boom, boom, like just something on the bottom end that kind of just adds more dynamic and impact to it. But everything else is dope, man. I like this one too. But this is a 5-minute track, bro. This is a whole podcast right here. This track is way too long. Nah, just cut it down to like a minute and a half or 2 minutes and have your sting hit like right around here. Everything else is dope. Like the sound you use, the beats hitting, it's dope. Before I start this one, Mason said, how often do companies are choosing and looking for songs in libraries? I mean, so this is kind of the process. So before a show, like when a show is getting kind of made, they're already having different groups of that production company working and doing different things. So there's people out in the field shooting the show. There's people who work as music supervisors who are trying to like create music that will fit in the show. If like they go to the club or something, that's called, they need like cleared music. They need basically clear music that they can play. So if the scene is being shot and there's music in the background, it feels like that music is cleared. So they have different people always searching for music on all different processes of the show. So that's like the beginning stage of the show. And then after the show is shot and they're putting the show together, they're adding in the tracks. So they're always looking for different types of music. And I mean, shows are always looking. There's tons and tons and tons of different shows and they all need music. And on a cue sheet like is basically the sheet that shows all the music that's placed on each episode. If there's like an hour long show, 45 minutes to an hour long show, you'll see like 100 to 150 different tracks used on that show. So they have a lot of music to fill, and they don't want every show to have the same music. They want to kind of spice it up. There's some tracks they like more than others, and they'll use sporadically out throughout the whole season, but they're always looking for a new show. So if you think about 8 episodes, they're using 100 to 150. That's like 800 to over 1,000 different tracks just for that show alone on a minimal. And there could be way more than that, but there's always companies out there looking for shows or for music, and they're going to libraries. Some of them will license out music to industry artists. They'll work directly with the labels like Universal or Def Jam or whatever, and try to work out a deal to use certain songs that they really like the song and they think they'll fit for a scene, like a major song. But there's always like libraries out there that are getting hit up. There's a lot of music that's used per episode, and like I said, there's like 100 to 150 for like an hour-long track or hour-long show, but they'll cut it up. So some tracks will be used for like 5 to 6 minutes. Those are usually like the scene openers, which I talk about in the course, as you know. And then the ones that get used a little bit longer, like the drama ones, the tension ones, like the trap tracks, the ones that are drama, those will get used a little bit longer, maybe like 30 seconds up to a minute. And then the ones that are underscore get used very long as well. Those are usually like a minute as well, but it varies. But yeah, let's play this next track. Oh. I would create a version with no 808 because the 808 could be distracted, but the 808 is fire. You're going to create like really good with the 808. I like the 808. The guitar's dope. This would probably be used like as a scene closer or a scene opener. And yeah, those are like, it's just like it has like almost like a pop feel to it, but pop trap feel to it. Those are the type of tracks that get used for like scene openers and stuff. But yeah, this is a dope track as well. I'm going to go ahead and go back to your tracks and see if there's any more new emails here. I already played Yuri, so I'm going to play Vonnie here. Let's listen to it. Black Ink Crew, dope show. I have a couple placements on this show, actually. It's a dope show. So this section that's coming up, this is going to be like a really good A section right here to end out the track. I would first start off by maybe changing the sound selection. The pluck that you're using for this is like a bassy pluck, and for those you got to be very tasteful with it. Like the synths that you use for this need to be very kind of up to date. It doesn't need to be crazy up to date, but just very kind of current with the type of sounds that you're hearing in like the radio or in mainstream music. So I would change that pluck. I would use like Nexus if you have it. It has some good plucks in there. Silith has some good plucks. Spire has some good plucks. Serum has some good plucks that you could find on there with like free packs that you can get with it, or Anasynth. Some of those you can literally license out for like $9 a month from like or from Splice or whatever, that you can literally like pretty much rent to own or whatever the track or the VST. But I would definitely improve the quality as far as the synth, and then the drums. I'm not mad at the drums. I do like the transitions that you have with the DJ scratch effects, but I would be tasteful with it as well and only bring them in when you're about to transition back into this A section and right in the beginning when you're introducing the track. Like doom doom doom, and then the beat drops into this. But the melody and the format as far as the drums and the way you have the track is perfect. I like the drums. I would maybe add like a snare or some hi-hats a little bit or something that just gives it a little bit more drive at the end. You could probably get a little bit more I don't know, like beefier kick, but I think the kick is fine as far as the quality of it. This set, like the melody, everything's perfect. Like this is the type of track that would get used. But when you go into this B section, I would take out this dun, 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 that main melody. I would switch it, bring it back, and keep just like the hits with the like the hit effects. Use the this section. This is where I would definitely take out the main lead melody, but these are the type of tracks that will get used. This would definitely get used. Like these are the type of tracks that definitely get used on television, but to keep it going, like to keep the longevity of the track, to keep it getting used like at a longer span, I would add you could even go back to this track, use this track again if it did get placed, and just beef up the sounds. Literally just replace the sounds with beefier drums or something, or better plucks from the VSTs that I mentioned. But yeah, this is dope. Like this would definitely be used. Maybe switch out that whistle. Dope sting. That sting's dope. I would add the hit with it. Just that gives the edit. Like editors really like stings. Sometimes your track will literally get used because a sting on a track will be so bad they'll cut your sting off and put it on that track, like at the end of that track, and you'll get like a 2-second placement just because they didn't like that sting. They will cut out stings from different tracks just to end that scene the way they want it. So don't be put emphasis on your stings. Make sure they're like you're putting something dope. Like it doesn't need to be crazy. Don't overthink what I just said, but like adding that boom, that hit on top of this would be dope. Yeah. But dope track, yeah. Those type of tracks definitely get used for sure. I like to say Omnisphere has good sounds for _2. Yeah, Omnisphere does, but they have like good bells. I use Omnisphere more for their bells. I like their guitar strings too. I use it like for like more plucky stuff, like like just very like 2000s like Timbaland or like early 2000s R&B like type of sound selection, but under like more current drums. So I do like Omnisphere for like bells. It's really good for like tension and drama. Really good for that. They have really good ARPs, like the layers, the BPM ARPs and BPMs. If you go under there and use some of like their bell acoustic ARPs or whatever, as far as like the type of sound or whatever it is, those type of sounds really get used a lot in television. I really like those sounds. Yeah, Omnisphere is dope for TV. Appreciate you sending the track over, Vonnie. That's dope. Hope that helped. Let's get through some more here. I think Yuri sent another track. Let me know if you guys need me to turn this up. That main that Hoover or hover, like those hover sounds. I don't know what they're called. I always see those synths like the ones that you hear and that birthday song with Rihanna. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, Cake. Yeah, Cake. That type of sounds like a Hoover sound. I would not use that for TV. If you do, I would use it the way you did use it, but it's not key. What's up, RMC Beats? The man himself. This section is perfect for the way that you space it out. Add maybe like a clap or something. part is perfect. But the Hoover sound, like the synth is out of key. Let me see if we bring this A section in right here. I would add faster hi-hats here, so like something just bringing up the rhythm of this part to bring up the pacing. And maybe change that main sense, the dun 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 dun. I would change that with the, let's see, what would sound good with that? You could put a bell for sure, a different bell, like a pluckier bell, and maybe a pizzicato would sound dope with that. I said this in the course, but Nexus 2, and I put this actually in the on I think my Instagram video. Nexus 2 has like the best pizzicato tracks. There are some contact libraries that have good pizzicato, but it's like more of like a really high end, like orchestral type of feel. These Nexus ones tend to be used a lot. Like especially if you have like the regular Nexus with the preset called Pizzy Bell or Piz Bell or something like that. That track is, or that sound is used so much in television. Those sounds are really good for TV. The Hollywood 2's expansion pack is what I use, and it's in Nexus. Really dope sounds for like the reality TV type of styles. So let's see if we have more submissions. That's pretty much, oh, okay, we got some more right here. Next up, we got Perry. So the main electric guitar, I would either switch it out with a different guitar just because it's like, it has a lot of like the high end sound that just kind of competes, or it's distracting. But this isn't really going to be used too much for dialogue. This type of track would be used for like a scene closer or a scene opener. You're driving down, the frat just got out of school, they just finished their exam, they're riding down Pacific Coast Highway, woo, we're gonna celebrate spring break, and they're going to Malibu or wherever, and this is the type of track they're listening to and just causing havoc. But I would switch out that guitar, but the way that it transitions into like the with the 808, perfect, dope. I would clean up the 808 by taking out some of the low ends in the guitars. That way that 808 has a little bit more room to breathe. My boy John the Dreamer in here. Oh snap, the legend. John's a real one, bro. Shout out John. Ooh, I like this shit though. That lead, that's the only thing not doing it for me. Everything else, I think this track would get used. Like, this is a good track. This is like, has like that poppy style, that young, like teenage angst almost, like type of style. What's up, Damaris? Drive my car with my mom, go to school, we went to prom, yeah, I got dumped, that sucked, oh man, damn, oh, I just freestyle, oh, okay, hey, this is dope. This is dope. I would bring out the drums a little bit so it's more in front with the mix. The 808, you're fine. The level, either cut out some of the lows, and then with that guitar, just switch it out like that lead guitar. Switch it with another lead guitar sound, or bring it more down in the mix and cut out some of the harshness in it and the high end. But that's dope. Yo, John said RMC, I'm your dad. All right, I think that's, we got more submissions. I think it's the same. Oh, he has different tracks here. Dope. Listen to these ones. This will get used. Bring out the drums or turn down the guitars. I would bring out the drums. Slate Digital has this virtual mix. It's called Virtual Mix Rack. It's really dope. What I like to do is use the drum preset on it. I don't think I'll be able to play it here because there's no I don't think I have my sound set up for live stream, but I'll try to open up FL Studio and show you what it looks like. This drum rack is really good for bringing out your drums and making them a little bit more prominent, especially for rock drums like that. This virtual mix rack right here, I like to put on and then add like a the preset and just mess around with some of the compressors that are with it to make it so like I'll turn down the attack a little bit if I have like a really hard hitting kick. That way the kick's able to or a slow attack. I'll put a slow attack to it. That way the kick's able to go through without getting hit by the compressor. But I would just bring out the drums by either turning down your guitars or adding this mix rack. So this is a dope mix rack by Slate Digital. I have like a yearly subscription to them. You can get all their plugins for like $150. That includes Innocence. It's like $150 for the year. So it's really dope. So I use like just like there's some of these drum ones here. If I have like a good snare, or I like to use which one do I use the most? I like the floor tom one. It just has like a really big impactful like type of sound. I'll use this a lot. But these are some good sounds to kind of like bring out the drums and give it like that kind of like the hardware feel, you know what I'm saying? But it's still synthetic, it's still digital, so that's a really good one. Let's listen to the Emo Girl one. Also, I would cut your intro down a little bit. Your intro needs to be cut probably in half, and then the tracks, like I said, these are probably just tracks you made on the regular. I can see that you have it like set up for like BSARs or to sell or whatever. But make the tracks smaller. You can use these tracks for television, man. These tracks will definitely get used. Like this is the type of style they like. The mixing on this one needs to be cleaned up. But the melodies, everything's fire. The drums are fire. I like the drums. Just switch out that high guitar with like a different guitar. Same thing, or just something less harsh for TV placements. Like I said, these are usually for scene openers. Yeah, it's $150 a year, MC. It's not bad at all, bro. It comes with all their VSTs. Like I got so many VSTs with them. Yeah, but this is dope, man. I would fix the mix. Like that bell that's in there, it's really hidden under the mix. Bring the guitars down, bring the drums up, and clean out some of the muddiness by taking parametric EQ and just cutting out some of the low end. Most parametric EQs, man, like they come already with these presets of low end roll offs. You can see like if you switch over, I would just cut out like I would have to mix the track, but like around 125 on your guitars. That way your 808's still hitting through. You're saving all this space right here for your 808 to hit through, which is the majority of the energy from your 808 is coming right here. Anywhere from like 150 to like 80. Like anything below 40, they say we really can't hear as humans, the older we get especially. So it's really muddy down here. So I would just cut out a lot of that for the guitar. Yeah, man. Use that, or even use the multi-band compressor in FL Studio if you have FL Studio. Like, you don't have to necessarily buy those. I would just either bring down, like I said, the main instruments, and then just bring up the drums. That way it has a little bit more emphasis on the drums. But the melody you got, like the way the track is set up, as far as like the melodies and how much you have layered on the main hook sections, is dope. But yeah, man, dope beats, man. I appreciate you sending those through. Appreciate you coming through the stream too, man. Feel free to send any more tracks. Let's see if we got any new ones here. I'll search my email, but I think that might be it. Yeah, that might be it. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody who's came through the stream. We're at about an hour here, so I'm going to call it that. Feel free to come through next time. I'm trying to do a lot of different things. Like, some of the things that I have planned is, like, I want to go through these live streams and you guys submit in your beats. Even you, like, especially I want to start with you, probably Mason, first, like where you send in your track and I'll kind of mess with it and polish it and then send it back to you. I'll fix it on stream, and then off stream I'll probably just export it all, send it back to you with stems and everything, and you just take that track and you have it so you can submit. But I want to kind of just fix subscribers or whatever's beats and help them kind of format it more and kind of use my process of how I would format that beat and make it for television. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please be tuned. Join the Discord if you haven't already. It should be in the description below. If it's not, let me know. Just send me a DM or an email or whatever. Appreciate everybody's been coming through. Yeah, I got the new course that's out. You got most of you guys here, I've seen, already got it. But if you haven't got it, check it out. I think that it's really going to help you understand exactly how to format your beats, what type of tracks are getting used for reality television, all that other stuff. I'm thinking about doing a lot of more dope stuff on here. I'm probably going to take maybe my royalty statement and then cut like a small piece of it and just kind of show how the royalty statements look and stuff like that. That way you can get an idea and kind of describe each individual part of the royalty statement. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Shout out everybody who came through. Y'all the real ones. Thanks, everybody.